and you're gonna get assigned.
You are now live with Layer 8 Culture, Tech Thursday.
Or
Wow.
yeah, so he's gonna give you a lot of game. All right, that's what I love about it. We could throw this to our community right here.
Indeed, indeed.
Yeah.
So thank you, Nathaniel, for inviting. Gloria, thank you for having the space, the lab. And just a brief introduction of who I am. I'm Donald Tomlinson. I consider myself a technologist, but also a business person. So my background, I've always been in technology. I started my professional career at Ford Motor Company, setting up CRM systems. So we transitioned from like an old Siebel system to Microsoft Dynamics there. I was doing basic IT support and just had the opportunity to be involved in that project, that huge migration, got exposure to consultants from HP. They came in kind of just affirmed my curiosity to like understand technology and like, yeah, you know what you're doing. You should be the specialist, the subject matter expert on this project. So I got lots of exposure to CRM systems and how we use business applications and technology together to drive business value, to move businesses forward. So did that for a couple of years, then ended up going to L3 Harris, which was Harris Corporation at the time, working with their CRM systems on the sales side. So within CRM, you have like field service, which is your like maintenance, plumbers, the systems they use. You have customer service, which is like your customers looking at cases, documenting like issues that they're having, working with them. And then you have sales, where you look at how you go from a pursuit to the sales pipeline towards closing the opportunity and then having it as one. So that's your CRM for sales. So that's what I did for L3 Harris for a couple of years. Ended up being a manager of that team, managing software developers, got into robotics processing automation, which is basically like automation prior to AI. I led a center of excellence at L3 Harris, where what we did was we had this software called Blue Prism. It's supposed to be great, like low code, very easy to implement. It wasn't. And we worked with the accounting side of the business, as well as the legal side of the business as well, to see how we can implement it. And through that, I learned a lot about how important business process is when implementing technology. Because I had to sit with the accountants and say, okay, this report that takes you 5 days to do, like, what exactly are you doing? And I had to call them out, like, okay, well, why are you copying this and putting this over here? Like, that doesn't make sense. And I had to explain all that. And then I had to translate all that they did into something where the technology understood it. And then we could do shortcuts and do all types of different things with technology. So I had to translate that in real time and then relay that to my software engineers to then be able to create it. So learned a lot through that process about automation and how important it is to have the right data, the right context to really have it be successful. So after that, I decided to exit the aerospace and defense industry and go to big tech. I'm now at Microsoft. When I first joined Microsoft, I was part of what's called ISD, which is Industry Solutions Delivery. And at Microsoft, we have a couple different arms of the company. We have our product engineers who develop the software, all that fun stuff. They have a kind of a go-to-market team that does like high-level marketing. They'll do a lot of the beta testing with specific customers, like go through the private preview, the early release stages of the software with them to get the bugs and things like that. They also work very closely with our marketing department, who just basically makes the technology easy. That's what we're known for at Microsoft. We take very complex technologies and we make them simple for everyone in the world. So my role was to basically take that engineering product, the marketing context, but actual go-to-market solutions when it came to delivering these solutions to large corporations, like large um, hospitals, banks, you name it. I had to build a solution for it, and it had to be scalable. So you're talking not just a solution for Bank of America, but a solution for the banking industry where we can actually sell that offering as Microsoft, package it up, and have it make sense so that a salesperson could then take my offer and they could say, okay, well, I could sell this for 1.5 million or more, 10 million. So I had a lot of experience. It was I loved it because it was very entrepreneurial. It was basically like managing your own business. I had to create the offering, had to do the marketing behind it, had to do the actual assets, data sheets, customer presentation, all of that. And then I got a chance to work with like the best salespeople in the world. And they're just fun to work with because they make selling easy. So that was a really good role, but that was focused a lot on business applications. And I spoke with my mentor at Microsoft, and she was like, where you want to go, you want to be able to understand the entire product stack, not just business applications, but you want to be able to understand everything. So she gave me the opportunity to work with same go-to-market offerings, but to bring those offerings to a platform internally. So I had to understand security, had to understand cloud and AI, had to understand like databases, it's like it was a lot of different things, just the breadth of the business. I had to have a good understanding of to be able to bring it into an internal catalog. So I was able to do that, created agents when AI first started kicking off. So we created a sales agent so that the sellers can go to this agent and get an understanding of all the offerings and how that a specific offering could apply to a customer. And this was probably 2 years ago. So after that, it is a lot, right? So then after that, I decided to join the cloud and AI team at Microsoft, what's called unified support. So we have a support arm of the business where we sell our product licenses. Yep.
That's where the money is.
There's a lot of money here. There's money everywhere at Microsoft, but we sell our licenses for the product. But then, along with selling the licenses, we sell support agreements as well. So, as the customer purchases licenses, they'll purchase hours in a support contract. So they'll at minimum, you're talking like 400 hours in a year. We could blow that up to as much as 1,200, exponential. Just think like
Yeah.
so. We sell those support agreements because we know that if the customer buys the product and they have Microsoft on the phone to support it, they're going to be more successful. They're going to spend more in their cloud. They're going to utilize the service even more, which is good for us. And then as part of that sales cycle, we also have internal professional services like Microsoft support engineers that could actually be on site with the customer as cloud solution architects to really drive workshops, to drive accelerators or like innovation, ideation type of workshops where we're not necessarily coding, but we're right behind the customer coding with them and like helping them along, working with their IT team, working with their business folks, doing training, things like that. So we find good ways to burn those hours up, renew contracts. What I do on the Microsoft side, a lot of people say, you work at Microsoft, you must be a tech guy. I'm like half and half. I'm more of a business strategist. So at Microsoft, what I do is I make sure that those unified agreements go to the right customers. I create propensity lists. I create like business models to say, hey, we need to target these 10, 20 accounts for this quarter. And if we win those, we can hit our budget that funds the actual engineers that these people are supporting. So last year we had a $1.3 billion budget. We're able to, yes, it was huge worldwide. So we're actually able to exceed that. And how you do that, you have to be able to scale your solutions. So I take that principle of business and technology and put it together. Anytime we build on technology, the solution has to be scalable. It can't just be hey, I built this is cool. I have to be able to pass it over to Nathaniel and he can use it. I have to be able to pass it over to Gloria and she can use it. And that's a real solution. So this idea of layer 8 culture started up in about March. And around that time, even at Microsoft, we had some really, really good advancements in AI internally. And we have this product called GitHub Copilot. And it really it was a product that I created, created go-to-market content on. And we said, okay, well, this product is really for developers within organizations. So we would sell it and say, hey, if you have a development team, use this product. GitHub Copilot has AI assistance, and these developers can leverage AI when developing code. That was great. In Microsoft, we saw that, hey, as employees, we have licenses to this product as well. One of the guys that I work with, he reported to my boss. He posted something and said, hey, we just released this beta version of GitHub Copilot. You should really use it. And I was like, why not? So I installed it, started using it. And for my propensity list of these different accounts, I take tons of data across the company. So I'm looking at our offering catalog. I'm looking at the actual customers, the account, how they use our products, what products they already purchased, the pipeline, like what opportunities have already been sold, what were opportunities that have been lost. I'm getting an understanding of who that customer is and matching up the right recommendation of offering, and then making sure that it has high propensity to close, and I just hand that over to the seller. So that process alone would take at least half a day, just going through Excel, as you mentioned, going through different Excel tables, having to join different reports, exports, all this crazy stuff. I was able to take that process and create a program, and it ran in seconds. I hit a button, it ran a PowerShell script, it was done. And that's when I was like, okay, this is real. And what I did was, I'm naturally a leader, and the way I lead is that I lead by replicating myself across my team. So if I'm able to do something real cool and it's like, this is awesome, I don't feel fulfilled. I don't feel like it's completed until my entire team can do that thing. So I met with the team. I brought them in. I'm like, hey guys, this is cool technology. We have access to it. We need to start using it. And I set up a hackathon internally. And we had a offsite coming up in Silicon Valley, because we're a global team. So we met in Silicon Valley, had the hackathon there, and I showed them how to set the software up. I basically let them say what their issues were, like what their problems they want to solve for, and just kind of guided them along, like, okay, use these prompts, set it up this way, and they got results. And then I showed my VP, and she's like, this is amazing. Like, I need to sit down with you, Donville, and we need to do this together. And it's just a snowball effect that happened since then. I ended up doing a 24-hour live stream was like the last day of May with a business owner, Cameron Barker from FobFlow. He's up in Palm Bay. It's a marketing company. And he said, I'm going to do it for 24 hours from 5 a.m. On Friday to 5 a.m. the next day. We sat. And the cool concept was that I was using GitHub Copilot. It's an AI technology, but I didn't want to be the expert. I wanted to show that it's possible for anyone to learn, because that's the real key about this. You have to be able to learn, and you got to do it fast. And there's a process to learning. So I went to Claude Code, got the subscription. I've never used Claude Code before. I'm like a ChatGPT, GitHub Copilot guy. So I've never used it before. He's never used it before. And I had my laptop, he had his. And we went from the point of installing it, setting it up, by probably the 8th hour, just going through the motions. I did not write not one line of code. I did not put a prompt in. I was just telling him what to do, like, hey, put this in. And he's like, it's working. Then by that 8th hour, he was able to take a process of, he did these. So in his organization, he does like a sales call, then he does an onboarding call with his customer, and they do marketing in a way that it's organic. So he actually provides the customer, which is a small business, like the prompt, like basically a script on what to say, hold your camera up, make sure it's organic, and then they will go and edit the video, set up the whole marketing campaign for them. So that's the part he wanted to automate, the part of like giving the customer the script and like how to hold your phone and all these little things they had to like write up just, themselves. I was able to not only automate that, but we did what's called brand voice. So he had a certain way how he wanted it to sound and how he wanted to feel and the kind of style that he wanted to present. We were able to replicate that across all the companies that he worked with. So when he gave them a script, it wasn't the cookie cutter ChatGPT. It was like the way he wanted to sound. And he was just amazed. He was like, this is perfect. Like he got it. And then after that, we just did a bunch of different automations. And then for me, the moment they clicked, because I knew this stuff would happen. And for me, the moment that really changed the game for me it was like 4 o'clock in the morning. And I'm falling asleep. I'm on the laptop. And I'm like, man, what do you have like that I could work on? Like, give me something to work on for you. He's like, hey, I got this website this client sent over, but they don't have much information down. It's like they got a flyer, they got a couple pictures, like they're starting from the ground up. I'm like, send it over. I got it. So he sent me literally 2 flyers and the name of the company. I threw that thing in my process, and my process is I create that brand voice just based off the flyer, based off the pictures, had a mock-up set, created the website, had it available online under 40 minutes.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and that blew my mind. I was like, wow, because I created websites since I was like a teenager. It was amazing to see what I was able to do with that. So layer culture is really about bringing us as users, making sure we're part of the building process when it comes to technology. Because with AI, and this is happening already, technology companies are gonna push down software. It's gonna be mediocre, to be honest. It's gonna be mediocre software because the real power is the expertise that the industries bring to the software. That's what really pushes AI. Like no technology company is going to be able to create a solution for legal unless a legal person's involved. No, we can't make solutions for medical unless there's a medical expert actually telling us like, okay, what is the right way to do this? So with layer 8 culture, I'll go into a little bit. Within technology, you have about 7 layers of technology that when it comes to technology, it has to go through your network, your transport, your application layer. These are just scientific principles of technology. My thesis is that I propose that 8th layer, and that's that human layer. That's me and you, that's us. Because when it comes to this AI, we're part of it. When you prompt your AI, that is code. Jensen Han, the CEO of NVIDIA, he said himself, it's a brilliant quote. He says, English is the new coding language. And it really is. We have to be able to get our language tight and crisp so that the AI can understand it. And that's when it comes to the prompting, being able to set context. I have a funny story about context because me, as a technologist, I just automatically know, like, okay, as an adult, you kind of know, like, you have to set context when you're talking to folks. And I have a teenage daughter, and I had to email her teacher. And I'm writing up the email. She's in my office, and she's like, why are you saying all this stuff to my teacher? I'm like, your teacher doesn't know me. I got to set context on why I'm even sending this communication. She's like, what? So I was like, wow, she doesn't know what context is. And I was like, and I thought I was like, so who else doesn't know what context is? And people are using this AI, and like, you have to set context because just like the teacher doesn't understand like where I'm from or who I am, the AI has no idea who we are. So we have to tell it like, hey, I'm a business owner, or hey, I need you to function as a marketing expert, or I need you to function as a project manager because I need to make sure this project that I'm about to propose is going to be, the timing is going to be appropriate. So I need you to be that expert. So we need to set context, and language is where that all starts. So when it comes to layer culture, it's really about making sure that we're all aware of what's going on with AI. When this thing first started back in, man, I don't even know, it was about probably 2022. I want to say 2023 is when I had my moment in technology, and this thing came down from the engineering, and they were coming to me personally saying, Donville, what do we do? Like, how do companies use this? And I'm like, you guys are building technology and not thinking about how people are using it? Like, no, that's their job. They're like, okay. So I broke down like a strategy of how, we can go from basic implementing the stuff to more advanced, and it made sense. But that was a learning lesson. Like, these people don't know what they're doing. They don't. So we can't just say we're just gonna hand it all over to them and put our faith in their hands. We have to understand this. We have to understand how it works, especially as business, as executives. We have to understand, even if we're gonna hire a consultant, we gotta understand what they're gonna do and how they're gonna implement it and make sure it's the right way and be able to question them. So we have to understand at least the basics, the foundations of how this stuff works. And that's my main goal, is to raise AI fluency, just at least to be able to understand AI and how we're using it. I got slides, but I like talking, I like telling stories. So hopefully this is beneficial as I'm dropping a lot of these stories, you're taking notes. But I might use the slides to guide us through. So AI, a lot of people say, okay, AI, and they think of ChatGPT, like that chat interface. That alone was just an experiment. Like, that wasn't really supposed to happen, to be honest. OpenAI is just a nonprofit. They're messing around with these AI models and they created a chat interface, and then that took off. And they weren't thinking about how the users would actually use it. So when people started using ChatGPT, they would go in and use it as a search engine, right? You'll go in, it's a replacement for Google. You'll ask the questions, you'll be like, man, it's giving me answers. This is good. It's like an expert. It knows what it's talking about. But guess what? It doesn't. So what happens is, I'll break it down in very simple terms. When it comes to AI and the chat interface, the only thing it's doing is making an educated guess on what the next word is. That's literally it. It's saying, based on this word and this word combined, the next word should be this. And when it comes to images, based on this pixel and this pixel combined, this pixel's next. And that's how I'm gonna create an image. And it does it at just a really fast pace. So that's how it works, just in simple terms. And to understand what that next word is, what the next pixel is, it has to take training from us. All that data we give out on Google, on Instagram, anytime we're on the internet, we're giving data out for free. And I have a little passion project where I'm gonna put it out there. I do think that it's gonna come to a point where our data is intellectual property and we can actually be beneficiaries of it. I do see, because it just doesn't make sense for these companies make billions of dollars off of your data, your intellectual property. I see it with musicians. They're pushing it back now. Like will.i.am is somebody I follow a lot because he's really big in technology and AI. And he's got this whole concept of, why is the MP3 that I made equivalent to an MP3 or a song that AI makes? It's the same thing. And he's like, there should be a proof of life. Right. Forget the MP3s. You have a POL file that says, hey, I actually put blood, sweat equity into making this, and this should have more value. So people are understanding like how important that data is, and like how it's pushing the bottom line of a lot of these corporations. So that's the passion of mine. Like I said, we're building AI fluency. We got the proof points. You guys know who I am. Let's see here. I went through how it actually works already. Yeah, this is the important part here. So when it comes to You might say, like, man, Donville, this AI, I'm able to ask the questions and it's giving me answers, but it's giving you answers. It's giving you the easiest answer it can. When you ask an AI a question or just give it a prompt, it's gotten that same question from hundreds of thousands, probably millions of people. It's not going to go out and cycle its CPUs and think of a unique answer for you. It's going to give you a generic answer that it gave everybody else. So that's why you see, you can tell a lot of things are AI. You're like, man, that's AI. That's an AI answer. Or you're like, man, that's an AI flyer. Like, that's real popular nowadays. A lot of people like, man, these AI flyers are everywhere. But you can, the important part is you have to give it data. You have to give it context. This slide's going to be, I'll just skip to this one. So what is that? There we go. So it's all about the prompt, right? This is the recipe. And you gotta have the prompt. That's what you put in the chat interface. You also have to have the data. A lot of times you'll just type the prompt in, but guess what? You could add an image to that prompt. A lot of times what I'll do, I love this tool right here. Where is that? I pin it on my computer. The Windows snippet tool, you can use that. Take a screen grab of anything on your screen. And guess what? It automatically puts that in your clipboard. You paste it right in ChatGPT. It not only understands your words, but it understands the picture. It can scan it and then even mimic some of the pictures. If you want to create your own image, use that as a reference, you could do that. So I use the snippet tool right here. Yep. And it's part of Windows. Funny thing, I so here's a funny story. I actually teach on Fridays. I volunteer to teach computer coding to 5th through 10th graders at local school because I just think it's important. Like I said, it's a passion of mine. It's like we have to be able to learn in a certain way quickly. So even down to the 5th to 10th graders, I had a kid. We're doing this thing with coding, block coding, and he wanted to do something where it's like kind of a Frogger game where cars were passing by, and I was like, I think I know what it is, but I was like, you know what? Let's ask AI. So I literally did a screen grab. I popped in ChatGPT. I was like, he wants to have cars flying by. It gave me the code off of this image. It was like, we copied, pasted the code in, and it worked. And he was able to modify it, and you know, it was done. So that's how you're able to use your snipping tool within Windows. I think Macs have a similar tool as well. You can take screenshots, even if you're on your phone and using ChatGPT. Take a screenshot. I do it all the time, and like clip it out and just paste it into your chat. It's gonna give you much better results. So that's your data. And even if, let's say, you have a PDF, you know, you have a document you want to review, that's still your data. You know, if you have, let's say you have you know, an email that you want to provide that context. Copy, paste the email in, download the email, drop that attachment in. It's going to be able to read it. And then last is the context of, you know, how you want the AI to respond. Like, do you want it to have a professional tone? Do you want, you can even ask it to ask you questions. A lot of people don't know that. You can say, hey, this is what I'm trying to do, but I don't think I have all the information. I want you to ask me questions before you actually provide an answer. And they'll go through and say, okay, well, here's a follow-up question. You know, you're able to ask and have a conversation back and forth with it. I do that in my professional work because we're very highly incentivized to use AI at Microsoft. So there's been times where I have a couple different routes I can go with the solution. Now I ask the AI, like, okay, well, what's the benefits of this versus that? And it'll break it down and like, what data am I missing? What reports am I missing to make a better decision? They'll let me know. So ask it to ask you questions and it'll do that. So that's the recipe. And this is all level 1. So this is like ChatGPT, anybody could do it. Claude Code, get you a $20 a month subscription. And I've used ChatGPT $20 a month for like since 2023. I just upgraded to the $100 a month because I was like, I just wanted to be faster. And trust me,
It is bad.
it's worth it. Yeah, it's faster. And then the main thing about ChatGPT is the image generation for me. So a lot of people don't know with that $20 a month plan, like you might do one image at a time. You could do multiple images at a time. Just off the $20 a month plan, you could do up to 8 images. Like you could ask it, like, give me different samples. Like, don't go back and forth. Like, you got to tell this like think of the AI as an intern. You tell it, you give it the context, you tell it what to do. Don't let it just figure out on its own. Like, no, I need 3 different mockups. I need, give me 2 different solutions. Give me the data and let me be the one to add my point of view and say what is the final decision. Yeah, don't let that's what I think a lot of people do. They let the AI kind of be the end all. It's our point of view as humans to really drive things forward. So we're gonna get all this data from AI. Trust me, I've asked to do white papers and it'll give me like a 10-page paper, a dissertation on why, this, it'll have its own point of view. But then it's for me to actually consume that data and say, okay, based on my experience, this is where I think we should go with it. So I gave you the recipe. That's the prompt. Here's another thing. So like I explained a little bit, the role, give your AI a role. We understand business. We understand project management, sales managers, what else? Customer service manager, operations. You want an accountant. You want a, business strategist. You tell it what your intent is. Give that AI a role. Provide a clear task. What is the outcome that I'm trying to drive? Always have that context. And then this is key right here, the format. Man, I can tell you a story about this week. I was using AI to like basically create like account insights. So when I hand over my recommendations to sellers, I want a nice tight, a paragraph of data to say, hey, based on what we know about this account, this is why this offering should be positioned. And I went through probably 5 different versions. At first, the AI gave me all these data points, like this percentage, and based on this propensity rating and score. And I'm like, the sellers don't want to see that. So I had to say, all right, give me something in plain language. And actually use this concept. I said, keep it at 500 characters. It's got to be tight. Like they got to be able to look at it, read it, understand it, and boom, that's a good choice. So I actually use this. And I did this at scale where it's like, we're talking about 450 different accounts, built out custom account insights, all formatted the way I wanted. So that's the power of AI. Go ahead.
Because I found myself too, like it would give me data,
Mm-hmm.
and I knew that the data didn't make any sense, and I would go back and say, "Where'd you get this from?"
Yep.
My ChatGPT would come back and be like, "Oh, you're right."
Yeah. Like what? Man.
Yeah, I was like, that's it.
Yep.
But I think
That's good.
like you said, like as you train it,
Yeah.
because it used to for a long time I would I think I uploaded like my last military bio,
Mm-hmm.
and it kept saying 27 years, and I said, well, where'd you get 27 from?
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, I don't know. Sorry, Gloria.
Oh my gosh. So you might have to get that $100 plan because it's a little.
$20 please.
See, it's a little bit better. And then that's the important thing about data. I don't like a lot of times some AIs give you the option to say, go ahead and search on the web. And some, I know Microsoft Copilot, we give the option to say, hey, only use the data that I give you. So I could put in certain files, certain PowerPoints and say, this is all you got to work with. Like use this data, come with the answer. And it'll actually tell you, okay, this source is from here, 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 within your actual data. And then even like the AI that I use at work, it actually refuses to like it won't present something, especially because I deal a lot with sensitive data, customer data and accounts and things like that. It actually will not provide like it won't make numbers up or like say, hey, if we let's say if we tell the customer to spend 3% of their budget on this, it won't just make up value like a value and say this is the benefit it's going to get from that spending that 3%. It's going to say no, I need to make sure I validate. So, and a lot of that is in the instructions, in the context. You could bake that into when you do your prompt. And then even right here, so you mentioned that constraints. You could tell it like don't admit legal fault. Don't offer a refund. Like this is what my AI should not do at all. Tell it that. Treat it like an intern. All right, let's see. Oh, it's a good one. Always iterate. When it comes to coding, even from a technical standpoint, software developers, they don't just go ahead and write code and then just push it out to production. They write code, we test, we build some more, we get feedback, we build some more. So let's say, as a business owner, you're putting together a proposal. I'm going to put my proposal up together as a PDF in ChatGPT. I'm going to send it over to Nathaniel. Hey, check this out. Check this proposal out. I'm going to send it over to Gloria. Check this proposal out. What do you think about this? And they might go through and say, this is wrong. That's wrong. You change this. And I'm going to iterate. This is important. I say to my students all the time, reading is fundamental. We need to read. Like when this AI, when we're chatting with it, it's a conversation. You see mine, I got tons going on here. I got so much going on. But you see mine's like, it's a conversation back and forth with this thing. It's not, and then it's gonna respond all that. Guess what? I should be reading all of that. I shouldn't just say, oh, this is great, copy paste. Like, no, we gotta read that. We gotta understand, okay, well, this is good. I said, where does it get this from? How is it understanding the prompt that I gave it, the task that I gave it? How's it, providing that answer back? It's important we read this, and then because we read, we could then push back and get even a better result because of that. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's good. Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Just what he would say in his marketing on his page.
Nice. Yep.
Anybody have any questions? Don't be shy. I'm not shy at all.
Chat. Just how his
Mhm.
Yeah, thousands of things.
thousands of things
Yeah.
that I'm.
We use chat. We use it for previous everything.
Everything.
What about you, Ms. Gloria?
So I use it, but not, I'm trying to figure out, because I have the nonprofit. I'm
Yep.
trying to figure out how much ChatGPT Pro would be
Pro
with the
is-
nonprofit rate.
Yeah.
Right now, I use whatever one is for $20.
Yeah.
I
The
use
plus.
And that's how we're telling down.
Yeah,
I
it is.
have to argue. Sometimes I
I
don't.
argue with mine all the time.
So this one is free. I'm telling you. Oh yes.
No question.
What's your name? We didn't even. I didn't
Yes.
David Jackson.
Welcome.
Thank you. I use AI to customize my resumes.
Yep.
Each and every resume ever since April of last year.
Nice.
I've used it maybe once or twice to craft a cover letter on LinkedIn.
Yep. That's good. Yeah. Even when it comes to like career, I have a whole career chat where I'm giving it like my what we call them connects. Basically, just we call them now. The employee reviews, whatever that is, the official name. We call them connects. And even my connects, like I'll put that into chat. It understands. I'll go back and forth with it, like clean it up real nice. And I'll even use that to drive further career conversations, like what my aspirations are, update my resume, like who I should be working with, who should I be never, all that stuff is in my chat. But a cool thing is, and as you can see, mine's is a mess, but I do work closely with Nathaniel on the Real Estate Deal Lab. I developed a website, a lot of technology he has. Yeah, so before I do that, so when working with Nathaniel, I still want to use my GPT, but I didn't want his stuff to get all mixed up with my stuff. Like that would be horrible. So you can actually set up what's called a project. So if you go up here, there we go. You can set up a project, and that is basically a folder that keeps the context all in a box. So let's say I'm working with Nathaniel and I work with Gloria on the lab. I can set up separate folders, and then all of Nathaniel's content is in here. And the cool thing, here's the kicker. Remember I talked about data? When you set that up, you have sources. So when we work with Nathaniel, man, this man has like just hundreds of files in a Google Drive. And I was like, give me all you got. He's like, really? Like, just give me access to everything. And he said, I was like, man, you got a lot of stuff. So literally, I took everything he had, I dropped it into the sources. So all of his material, linked it out to his Google Drive. The cool thing is you could add sources, and you could actually just connect the Google Drive with GPT. You could connect Slack. Yep. Yeah, it connects to your, I think it only connects to one at a time. So if you have multiple emails, it does have issues, but if you have one, connect it up and it could read your Gmail and your Google Drive.
Here's a practical way. I mean, legendary what he's talking about right now. I had a property, like I said, I was doing one in Houston, and I needed to get all of my travel stuff, right? So this is like 2 years of travel, right? I connected it to my email, and it searched it in minutes. It searched it, had everything in a spreadsheet, all of my travel expenses, everything. It was legendary. I've never seen that done before. It's like ready to give to a CPA. Yeah.
I need to
Yeah.
do more for aesthetic stuff. So like now, since we're doing the money will take book. Last year we did our first financial literacy, financial literacy fair for kids. But this year, when I give out the sponsor package, because I'm starting a lot earlier, I'm having a hard time with ChatGPT, like, because I want the cover of the sponsorship. I want the sponsorship.
Well, you cut it into the video.
It's also good.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
yes. So yeah, we have our separate folder. We got everything that Nathaniel has as far as flyers, content. Even if you have what we built here, we built out a marketing strategy, added that to his sources, so that when we chat here, the content that comes up, like I'll show you the social media content, because we did a lot with social media posts. Like we were able to create content like this. Does that look like AI slop? That's because we set the data, we set context. You know, we said like, hey, we want to do something with. This is not even. So here's the kicker. That's not even one of the pictures.
It looked
I was like,
exactly like somebody had shot me a deal and said, hey, go check out this place. It's
Yep.
Far, not Oviedo. Well, just imagine 2.5 hours in Orlando area. And he sent this to me. I was like, dude, I was on the way back. I was like, how did you even say I was in this wireless experience?
we're like, we have to use this on his social.
I said, we're using this.
Yep.
It looked exactly like
Yep. Even with the book got me was the palm trees. I was like, man, that's a real palm tree. But yeah, we developed that, and then we developed even more content. Let me see here. It should be right here. Here we go. So you see how consistent this is. And that's because we built out what's called the brand and voice. So you could give ChatGPT your flyers, your Facebook social media stuff. Like, you know, if you have a website, you can give your website a business card. We've even done that where you take a picture of a business card, add that to it as the context and say, hey, build me a brand and voice document. And I actually just did that with Gabe Coleman last night. And just off of his website, we were able to build out this brand and voice. It's called brand and voice markdown. See, this is the prompt. That's simple. Please build a brand and voice.md for Gabe Coleman, and we provide the website. And it worked for 20 minutes because it went through everything. And I'm talking about when this document was done, this was like it is a document, full document on his personal brand, taglines, supporting lines, core promise, like everything you need, even colors, even to the point of fonts. Like you, as a brand, you got to have a certain font so that's consistent. People know that it's you. You know, his license number, everything, the actual company name, and that's just the beginning. That's part one. I think it's got about 30 different sections. But it will give you everything you need. And basically, I sent this over to Gabe. I was like, add this to your ChatGPT so that now that when you prompt it, it's gonna have full context of who you are. And then if you want to tweak it, go back to this document. This is the source. So go back to this, tweak it how you want it, because that's gonna be a representation of who you are to the AI. Another cool thing about this is that guess what? Now that you have this file, you don't technically have to use ChatGPT. You can take this file, go to Claude Code, drop it in. Now Claude Code knows who you are. And you can ask that questions. Gemini's out there. You want to use Gemini? Bring that file over. Gemini's going to know without you trying to figure out like, okay, Gemini don't understand me. I got to go chat back and forth with it. No. Use this file with whatever AI you want to. It's going to understand your business, it's going to understand you and how you want it to respond. So very important to have that brand and voice.
It's called brand voice MD.
Yeah, .md. The important thing about a .md file at Microsoft, we found out that, or actually, we developed that file at Microsoft. AI can still read PDFs. It could read Word documents. It could read a lot of documents, but the Markdown document is important because it's all text-based. It's clear text. It's a very small file, and it's easy for the AI to quickly go through it. If you give it a Markdown file versus like a PDF or image, night and day difference as far as how fast it's going to be able to consume that data and provide an answer. So that's why we say, use a mark.md file. All right, last thing, let's go into the real estate deal lab because Nathaniel and I did a lot of cool stuff. So we built out the brand for Nathaniel with all he had years of data, and we were able to build out a full brand on him, and then take that brand file, generate some mock-ups of what we thought was important to have on a website. So we had about 3 different options. I was able to build those all out, like as full demos, so you can click around, use it, and then we even leveraged the AI to say, hey, what is your recommendation and why? So we didn't go with a cookie cutter recommendation from the AI. We actually took pieces of the best of each mock-up. Like we took a piece of the advisory route. We took a piece of the what was it? I think the having the videos, like the video breakdowns.
All of the analysis, yeah.
Go straight to the YouTube. Yeah, we took a piece of that. And then along the journey of like developing the website, iterating, like I said, we build, we get feedback, we build again. So we did a couple of iterations after the site was even live. I was like, man, I was listening to, I'll tell you a full story. I was listening to Nathaniel. He does a live every Wednesday?
Yeah.
And I was listening to him and I was like, okay, this is cool stuff. And I was like, man, I'm a business process guy. So as soon as he starts talking, I'm like, I see the vision. And I'm like, I think I asked you, I was like, so what is it that you actually do when you break down these off-market deals? And like he was trying to explain to it, but he wasn't really like getting to it. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna build a deal analyzer. I'm gonna try to build a copy of Nathaniel. So literally just taking a recording of that stream, loading that into my AI. I'm like, what's this man talking about when he's talking about breaking down these deals? And it was like, this is what he's doing. He's looking at fix and flips versus rental properties. He's bringing in these numbers as far as the purchase price, you know, how much the actual cost is going to be, and then analyzing and saying, okay, this is a good fit or not. And when I showed Nathaniel, he was like,
I was blown away.
he was like, this, he was like, this is it. It was like, this is exactly it.
Literally any number that you take off from over here, it shows whether
All
the
the
deal is
breakdown.
solid.
Yep.
And
With
it
So we
shows
can say-
it's cash. or not. And I was just like, yeah. So
Wow.
Yeah, so boom,
this was a
like
deal.
strong deal.
These are where I like to stand.
You know?
right? This is a strong
That
deal.
is crazy.
So this is
Yes.
and this is free for everybody that goes onto the website, right?
What?
But it's like it's helping people understand what I
What do
believe
you
is a
say?
real strong deal.
That
It's
is
all off the data.
cool.
Yeah.
Like, so I was trying to explain it to him, but he just took my live recording and put it in there.
Yeah. So this is a
That
custom.
is so dope.
So this is fully custom. It's not like we linked out to any other third party. This is
Right.
built, fully custom application. And the cool thing is we can drive value for the customer immediately. So if someone already has a deal, they go in here, they put the numbers in. I'm a process guy, so you gotta get the process. They put the numbers in, they get the basics, like, okay, this is a good deal, this is cool, but guess what? The next step is I need to reach out to Nathaniel. And when they fill this form out, we email them that report, but then guess what? Nathaniel has the breakdown of the actual deal already. So when Nathaniel calls them and he's like, yeah, I understand your deal. It's, you know, you're trying to purchase a property at 265K and this, and they're like, wait, what? You know about my deal? Like, yeah. Look how informed Nathaniel is to that customer. Yeah, he's locked in, he's ready to go. Like,
I was like, man, this could be translated to anybody's business.
exactly.
Right? So, like, you know, right. So you're doing your business right
That's
now,
really good.
right? It's gonna, you know, line up everything, and you get their information. Now you're able to reach out to them, right? Offer them offers, and this is what they're trying to work with me because I'm in the game still. You know, I'm in the game, right? So, but it's a very powerful tool.
Yeah,
Very
that's
powerful
cool.
tool.
Yes.
So thank you, Dondo.
Yeah, so that's what we're able to do with AI.
Yeah.
And of course, like as Nathaniel said, this is scalable across many different industries. I've had roofing companies reach out. They want something built like this, where it's they're actually quickly able to get a quote, get it out to their customer. Like they were talking to me, it's like days later from the time they meet with the customer, it'll take them days to get that proposal, just a quote together. And I'm like, we can automate all that. We can make it so easy. So a lot of companies have that need, especially when it comes to like consultative businesses where you want to provide consultation, but you need a lot of information from the customer. This could be very beneficial. And I'll wrap up on this. When it comes to websites, for the past couple of decades, SEO has been very important. Search engine optimization. How your website shows up in Google. You want to have your website at the top, right? Using AI, if you just copy this, we'll just do a quick Google. We'll do it the easy way. Boom. Not only is Nathaniel set up at the top, he's got like the whole page because the way we're able to not only build his website, but then also optimize it with AI so that you can go to any section of his site. Oh, I want to go to real estate deal lab, but I'm a contractor. Oh, it's right here. And I get straight to the contractor view of the site.
Wow.
And that's all through AI. The other thing about this is that we have what's called AEO, AI optimization. When you go to ChatGPT, and let's say I go and say,
You blew me away. Blown away.
Okay. I treat it as a Google search engine. I say I want to find a foot doctor in Palm Bay. It's found several.
Whoa.
All right.
Mm.
How does my A why? Here's the question we want to know. Why is Space Coast? I can never say his name. Why? I'm not a medical person. I'm always messing with podiatry. Why is Space Coast Podiatry LLC the first
They got the
option?
best reviews, probably.
No.
No.
Their website, they have a good reviews, but their website is optimized for AI to read it. A lot of people set their website up,
Shut up.
but guess what?
Down.
It's not optimized for AI to read it.
Doesn't matter how good you are.
So let me give you something else.
I just bust the brain mess with her.
So Nathaniel's doing these free ebooks, and I love you, Nathaniel, but I gotta call you out. He's doing these ebooks, and he's like, I got this ebook download, it's a PDF. And I'm like,
Oh, why you
okay,
busting it?
we're giving away for free. I'm like, the AI can't really read that because we talked about PDFs versus text, right? I was like, send me the PDF. We're gonna make it an actual website. So the PDF is actually all the data is here.
That is so neat.
That is the book.
I wrote a lot of.
Yeah,
The site.
that's the book on the site, and AI is reading all that. Now, if you want to go ahead and download the PDF,
You
we
can,
still provide that. You can click the button and
but you want
actually get it. But the digital format, you're able to read on your phone. The AI is able to read it, and now not only this is like great, it's content, but when it comes to real estate deal analysis, Nathaniel's the expert that AI is looking at, and he could be cited as a source.
Yeah,
So,
definitely talk about this.
oh yeah, this is
I'm still.
he's catching up to everything I'm doing in there.
We talk often.
You know.
Yep. Yeah.
What's that? Nah, okay.
Yes.
I mean, I knew about the ebook, but
Yeah.
I didn't know
that it can read.
We
it
set
right
up like
on your
this.
site.
Yep.
like this. This is Donville. This is good.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what
You
I said.
would go.
It'll be
Thank you.
Yeah, today's price is not tomorrow.
Oh yeah. No, it's not going. Yeah.
Indeed. So yeah, that's the whole site. Well, thank you. This has been great.
Wow. That is
Thank you.
Just remember, he just really touched the surface.
Oh yeah.
it just went like this.
This is level.
There's so many levels.
This is level. Literally,
You know.
this is level 1 of AI. Just chatting with it. When people say agents and I have this agent I'm setting up where it can where it can run 24/7, or it can do things at a certain scheduled time, or have even multiple agents. So one thing I've set up is an organization. You go to my website and get my guides as well.
Yeah, definitely take that down.
I have one right here.
Culture.io, right?
.io. Yep. Build your AI org. So setting up multiple AIs, you actually set up sub agents. So like you go in your chat, you can say, I want a team of agents to take on this task, and I want a marketing agent, I want a project management agent, I want a business management. Like for me, I even got like an executive assistant. Like the time it takes for me at Microsoft to say, okay, I'm trying to run this program, I'm gonna need to go hire these vendors and make sure they know what they're doing and be able to track them and all that. I'm building a team of AI agents to say, I got this project manager agent that's gonna go in, just check the project timeline, make sure everything's up to date, reach out to all stakeholders, checking on them, their tasks, what they're doing. That's all automated. So we can run a team of agents to get tasks done, and we could tell the AI to do that. So I got that guide here. In technology, you'll hear a lot the term age AI, or frontier AI. That is like the last level that we're trying to hit. And that is where these agents are running autonomously across organizations, just on their own, talking to each other, getting full tasks done. And we're still like pushing on getting there. So we, like Nathaniel said, we're literally just scratching the surface on how we're using this stuff.
Said agents. I wrote it down. Because what is that? There's a Marvel movie, Jarvis.
Yeah.
The guy walks in, hey Jarvis, and Jarvis is doing all these projects and stuff, and that's what this is. Like,
Oh, yeah.
It's incredible.
And it really helps the solopreneur a lot, because there's a lot of
We need it.
hats that you have to wear.
Yeah.
I know when I first started deciding I was going to be an entrepreneur, I realized as a chief that I was spoiled. I had an IT
Definitely
person.
spoiled.
Yeah.
Everybody in the military, but I'm not gonna hold.
I had an IT
You got too
person.
many
I had an
people, too
HR
many
person,
things.
Yeah.
all these people, and then there was me. So like the first time I had a computer issue, like I almost like broke down on the floor and cried.
I gotta figure out,
I went to grab the reach for a phone. Nobody's on the other line.
Nobody.
like, this friend's not gonna work on its own. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think this is wonderful, Donovan. I appreciate you.
Yeah,
Definitely. Thank you.
And giving, a lot of value added. We were able to kind of video. Maybe go sell that video too.
Yeah, we got the live stream too. We're on live. So we got everything. We got everything.
Also, he does technology live on Thursday.
Yes, Tech Thursdays. So I live stream.
And live stream. So you definitely want to
Yep.
follow for that. We'll link it into the lab
Post. Oh yeah.
the lab post. And second, he didn't mention what a hackathon is.
Oh yeah, I didn't.
So I want him to mention what a hackathon is, because we're gonna start featuring some here. But
Oh man, yeah, I'm gonna love that.
yeah.
So-
here they do like you have to bring your computer.
Yeah, bring your laptop and actually we do it live. We actually build live on what you're working on.
So
So-
he said he did 24. I'm gonna do it because y'all shot.
I'm gonna break it down. I'm gonna break it down.
Okay. When he did, yeah. Right. When he did the 24 hours, they did not sleep. They were creating around the clock.
Yeah.
Right. So when he told me that, I was blown away because I've only done 18 hours of doing stuff. He went 24 hours and I took a nap. He did not take a nap.
That's a nap.
Come on.
Yeah.
So not only was he creating websites, systems, and
Wow.
processes, but literally they build it. They could build companies.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
what they do.
In 24 hours.
All right. And
Yep.
24 hours you can build companies.
Yeah. And I'll break that down as well. So like you say,
I just had to
okay.
say it. I mean,
Yeah, it's like you say, like,
they're skating by, like
like, oh yeah, you named the company Layer 8 Culture, but why culture? And that is the part of community and how we work together. I'm like I said, I've been in technology since I was a kid. I'm a little bit of a nerd. So like back in the day, and this is like late 90s, early 2000s, we had what's called LAN parties, right? And I'm just give y'all some nerd insights. We would take our big old like the desktop computer, it's like this big. We would unplug that thing, carry it to our friend's house, set it up next to our friends, have sleepovers, hang out, and you would like you would network the computers together and like play games. And that was like our thing. We'll play games, we'll download music. Some people was doing coding, like it was like a vibe, like it was a culture. And exactly, and a lot of times now, like you see these people are getting into tech, it's like they've lost that innocence of like we're doing this for fun, y'all. Like I work at Microsoft, people, I'm like, this is the dream. Like y'all stressed out for what? This is my dream. Like I'm like this, I'm living the life. I went to the Seattle campus, I'm like, Xbox is over here, the CEO's office down there, like it's a campus. I'm blown away because this is my dream. Like, so a lot of people get into it and they're like, yeah, I'm frustrated or I'm tired and this is too much. And I'm like,
So why are you here?
why are you here? Because this is a culture. This is not just like we're here to make money or here to raise the stock price. This is when it comes to technology and how we use it, it's a culture. Like it's so important. So
Some of these kids that are like super gamers, but they don't understand that skill that they have,
yeah.
understand like the way they learn and break through different layers of the game, and they so good at it, and it's like it's not
Mhm.
registering for them.
Right.
How to
Yeah.
transfer those skills to something they will find purpose.
And I think it only works is if we do it together. Like if we're in the same space and I'm working on something and I can say anything, what you working on? And you can be like, I'm working on this. I'm like, oh, I'm inspired by that. Let me add that into what I'm doing. You know, that's how
Brainstorm.
yeah, that's how we work together. So that's the concept of a hackathon. Like you're taking problems and you're tackling it as a team, you're tackling, you know, as a group, trying to figure it out, what the best solution is. You're showcasing what your project is, what your results are. Yeah. Get the music going, everything. That's
Yeah.
yeah.
I was thinking about getting, I'm not even joking. I'm thinking about getting, you know, those sleep models.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about getting one of those.
Take a little nap.
Nap pods. Yeah. I'm not even joking.
Nap on.
You know, that's a great concept. So
Yeah.
even though
Thanks.
because you have people that like work at night, if it's like an open house kind of, like if
Mhm.
it's not like a fixed time that they have to be here, like they can come,
Right.
you know, put your kids to bed and, you know, come and be able to,
Yeah.
that would be awesome.
Yeah, no, I already formed.
Oh, excuse me, sorry. Can I come? What's gonna be?
Yeah,
You're right. It's like you
you're part of the
get the invite.
That's what it's there for. I want you to do the same.
Yeah, but that's the important part about the 20. That's the important part about the 24 hours because oh man, what's the name of the something Angela Duckworth. She's an author. I forgot the Grit. Yes. Her book is gold. If you don't have it, get it. It's on Amazon. It's a great book. It talks about how people are super talented, like athletes, business people, they're very talented, but guess what? All that talent doesn't matter unless you don't put the hours in. And she talks about how these people not only are very talented, but they put the hours, they put the effort in, and that creates what's called grit.
Right.
And just imagine if I go in and I spend what 30 minutes a day on this AI stuff. How long is it going to take me to get to 24 hours? It's going to take a while.
Yeah.
I said 24 hours, I'm dedicated to nothing but actually coding, actually understand, learning this AI. And the results speak for themselves.
Yeah.
If I was able to sit with a guy that never uses stuff and he was able to start developing and creating this stuff, yeah, yeah. But he was able to do it. He was able to do it, yeah. So like we have to put that time in to be able to not only use this stuff but understand it as well. So even for myself, I'm in there every day. I probably spend at least 3 hours a day chatting with my AI for work. And then I'm talking to actual human beings too. So this is great, but you have to use it to be able to understand it and just get better at it.
Is it gonna be over a weekend?
We haven't decided.
It has to be a Friday, Saturday for me.
Yeah,
'Cause
it's like,
come on, I got church.
it's like,
Gotta get to the-
Yeah, I gotta get ready.
It's like-
Yeah, Friday, Saturday. Yeah. We'll make it all right. Yeah.
Appreciate you.
That
Thank
was
you.
rich. That
Thank
was
you.
Really good.
Before you go ahead, I want to know, write down your businesses that you have, right?
Mhm.
And then when you, I want y'all to check in, number one, on Facebook, that you were in this event. Do that right now.
Yes.
Go ahead on your phone and check in, say, hey, I was here. This is how we get the information out to the people that are in the
Mhm.
group, or in the Facebook algorithm, to know that something special just happened, right? We all took some value.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do some content.
And
Sure.
definitely check in and just say what you thought of what you learned here, or what you learned here. Secondly,
Definitely.
I definitely want, if you have, and everybody here has businesses, put in the chat there what you're trying to accomplish and how AI can help you, right? So when he was talking about, hey, I need a website done, right? But I need a website that, I could reach out to, you have the traffic school, I'm gonna use you as an example, right?
Mhm.
I need to make sure I have this amount of customers, right? I need to make sure I have this type of marketing to all the high schools, or, all the adult eds, right? Because, hey, I might need to create a course, right? So whatever that you don't want me to get started because I do this. I'm gonna talk now. But you have a lot of different opportunities that
Yes.
you can throw in there. And Donald and I and Gloria and everybody that's in the membership, we can just start chatting, right? So you get your mind going. So next time you come, right, or you're ready to set up in a consultation with, these young folks, you have a clear path to start creating. Okay.
Definitely. Thank
So
you.
check in number one. Okay. Check in. Say, hey, I
Check
was
in.
here. Take
Yeah.
a picture or something. Go over there and take a picture of some stuff.
Can you put your slide back up? The very beginning one, like there are 7 layers, we're the 8th.
Yes. That's on the website. Technology has 7 layers. We're the 8th.
Yeah, I want a picture with it.
All right.
And then
I
also,
like that.
because I love talking about people when they're doing good stuff. This gentleman makes AI music.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that.
I do.
Oh man.
I'm talking about. Huh?
China styles. I want the AI. Because I can't see it real life.
I told you.
Yeah.
I knew it was AI when I looked at hers. I was like, oh
So when I looked at hers.
Yeah. Look up the layer down below. I know I don't have any SEO nothing. I just want to see.
Hold on.
We already
Y'all
saw it.
already-
We already saw it. Don't worry. We're
Oh,
gonna
you
get it
already
right.
did it?
Yeah, no, we
He
gonna work on it.
already working on
Yeah,
it.
we got to.
Mine, he already worked.
Got to.
It needs some help.
All right. So here's another passion part, and this is the important thing about if we're actually ones building this stuff.
He's having
When it comes to coding, yeah, when it comes to coding, like
he's having
when I'm working, a lot of times I want to listen to music, and I go
What AI you use? Sono? Who you use?
Suno, yeah, Suno, yep. So a lot of times, I'll bring this stuff up, and I'm like, it'll be like some Asian kid, and I'm like, I'm not inspired by that, like this is not my style. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna build my own that is the music that I like, and kind of the vibe that I want. So I got Larry Coastal Radio, and actually, yeah. And check this out. It actually live streams 24/7. And here's the cool thing: 24/7, and it runs off of a cloud server. It's up in the cloud. It's not, and based on the time of day, Eastern Standard Time, it actually transitions the music, the visual changes. Like at nighttime, it's the whole like nighttime thing. Yeah, 24/7. Yeah, it's like Afrofuturistic, like it's got a whole little vibe. Yeah, I was saying I teach at my son's school. Where's that? Yeah, we do block code at Eastland Christian Academy every Friday from 5th grade to 10th grade. Teach them how to do block code. Yes, during school. It's actually like an actual class. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. It's my curriculum, so I could I could teach it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I did with Microsoft like 2 years. They are. So they could like build. Yeah, small thing. Exactly. Yeah, it's like summer school and stuff like that. Yeah. And the visual, even like the video animation portion of it, that's AI as well. I use this thing called Higgsfield. Yes. Yes. So email is D Tomlinson, so DTOMLINTOMLINSON
Thank you. Now, oh, I need to write my
at
cell number in there so you can, we'll reach out.
layer8culture.io. Yep. .io. And then my phone number is 321-557-3414. And it's Donville, DONVILLE.
And very good.
There you go. There you
Thank you.
go. Layer8culture.io.
Huh?
On the screen. All right, y'all. Peace.